everybody, Master Gaming coming back to show you my first podcast. Now I'm here with my friend Aaron.
Stop. Damn it.
What was that?
Nothing.
You better not do that. So I'm here with my friend Aaron, and today we're gonna be talking about what some people who might find a sensitive topic, which is military issues and military advancements and stuff. So I'm here on a website right now called popularmechanics.com/military. And now what I find really interesting is that we actually have started to get HoloLens, which is like stuff to make tanks transparent/invisible. So technically we have a digital camo that allows us to blend in with our we can camouflage basically. We have digital camouflage that we can mark with our that we can make it fit with our surroundings and stuff. And it's just it's really dangerous, and it's going to be really hard for people to beat that because a lot of other people don't have that kind of technology. Aaron, what's your thought on this?
My thoughts on the refraction of the light. Okay, so what do you want me to explain?
How do you think Ukraine using HoloLens to make tanks invisible, so it's transparent? What that'll do?
The benefit of it?
Sure.
Or okay, all right. So, let's see. Camouflaged, pretty much, if you have a massive gun, but yet you have it silent and deadly enough to make it efficient, this could indeed make it possible to have some form of efficiency in my thoughts, quite personally. But however, quantity, it depends on the quantity of how many tanks you're going to use it on for me, because judging by how advanced it might be in order to refract the light to the point where you could actually make the tank transparent, it could probably build up on a form of how many canyons you have in that sense. So
yeah,
that's
what I was thinking, because I'm gonna go with the downside of this, the dark side of Ukraine using HoloLens to make transparent. It's gonna take a lot of energy to do that. Like, if they were deriving it from batteries, they would have to have around 50 batteries to make it last for a full day. So every 24 hours or so, they would have to go back to their station and recharge all those batteries, or just get new batteries entirely, which could cost them millions. And I find it quite devastating that they would use that, even because if somehow the tanks were if there was a tank that didn't have a HoloLens on, but there was a tank that did have a HoloLens on, and that one tank didn't see the other tank, it could run into the other vehicle and it could flip it over, or it could just
give away positions.
Yeah, it could give away positions if they were doing stuff like that, and it could cost them lives. Hold on, I just got a Skype message. Alright, sorry about that. Noah was calling me. So I think that would be really bad, because if there was another tank that ran into the other tank, it could definitely give away positions, and it could cost them lives, and it could cost them tanks, and it could cost them the HoloLens too. Because I'm sure that, and if they actually did that, then, oh my god, no, hold on. Right, sorry about that. Anyway, so I feel that this could cost them lives, because if they were to hit another one of their tanks, not only could it damage their their other tank. It could also mess up the HoloLens, or if they were shot, like if a tank was shot to the point where it was disabled and the people had to leave, and they were pushed back far enough to where a bad guy, the bad team, could get that HoloLens and they could use it for their own technology, it would be just a game of constant guessing warfare. Because it would quite literally be Call of Duty guessing warfare. Like, seriously. Just guessing warfare. I mean, because it would be to the point where you could barely see the other tank, enough to make it nearly impossible for one of the other enemies to see them, so they would constantly be running into each other, just firing blind spots. And if there was a person that could definitely just give them false information, then you know what they could do? They could fire at their own invisible tanks, because might be a scouter that would go like, "Oh, I saw movement over here. I don't know if it's one of ours, but I think it's worth a chance. We can just tell our men to stay out of this area." But if they were scouting there and they had to get into their tanks and they had to start them up and they had to do all that kind of stuff, then if they fired, they could kill a bunch of their men, right? So I find it interesting that Ukraine would use these, and I think it's just a bad solution all around. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, you have this entire canyon, but yet you hide it. And when the tank is hidden, the sound should let the others identify that there is definitely a tank within their reach. So in which case, they're probably going to find something to go against the cloaking system, because
yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking about thermal technology.
Yeah.
Because I think say people, if they heard about Ukraine using the HoloLens and stuff like that, they could just use like the other people could just use thermal technology to find them and destroy them. Kind of it would technically at that point be a search and destroy mission, just constantly of war with Ukraine, and Ukraine's already having enough civil problems as it is, as well as other people threatening them and things like that.
Speaking of which, hey Teach.
Mhm.
How is this cloaking device working? Is it working with just a combination of some sort of material or electrically somehow?
I am not sure. Let me get into that real quick. Oh my god, okay, never mind. Hold on, I just discovered something. Ukraine is using Microsoft's HoloLens to see through its tanks.
Oh,
Interesting. Interesting. So, it turns out they have helmets, they have headsets that would allow them to see if the tanks, to see the tanks if they were theirs or not. So actually, it would completely obliterate my idea earlier that they would just be running into each other willy-nilly. So that would be interesting. Okay. By Kyle Blank, and I quote, and this was November 30th, and by the way, that was 3 days ago. Okay, and I quote, "And the latest example of consumer technology adapt for the military applications, Microsoft's HoloLens is being put to work to allow tank crews to see through the walls of their vehicles. The result will be greater situational awareness for tank crews, allowing them to fight more effectively. Tanks and armored vehicles traditionally have poor situational awareness for obvious reasons. Crews are trapped inside a moving fortress of steel, aluminum, ceramic, composite, often several inches thick, with a limited view of the outside world. Vision slits and periscopes allow some view of the outside, but to really get a good look around, crews need to hatch and expose themselves to enemy tank fire, snipers, and artillery." What are your thoughts on this, Aaron?
What? Not entirely sure. Whoa, wait. What was that?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. Alright. Okay. sorry, I was doing something just then and there.
Yeah.